Alright, so in lesson 1.2 we're going to be doing a couple things. We're going to be comparing and ordering integers. So to compare integers, we're going to use certain symbols where we kind of see the differences between two sets of integers. And then we're going to put integers in order, either in ascending order, so going up, or descending order, going down. So let's talk about comparing integers first. So if we compare integers, we're going to use the symbols as either those two integers that I give you are equal to each other, sorry, they are less than each other, or you guessed it, they are greater than each other. So a lot of times, we're going to spend a lot of time with these this year, so it's really important for you to know what those mean. So if you look at a symbol that looks like this, you should know right away that this means less than. Now, the way I do it, because I still get confused sometimes, is I think of it, if I were to tilt this up, it would make an L. So that means less than. Okay? This one right here, the other one, is going to be greater than. So I would make sure you label these, because these are going to pop up for the rest of the school year. Okay? So these symbols, how we compare them, these are called integers. And that is, I'm sorry, they're not integers. They are inequalities is what these symbols are. This isn't an inequality, it's an equal sign. It's not inequality, it's an equal sign. So these are inequalities because they're not equal to. So it's important for you to know that term. Alright, so let's practice comparing these. So usually what you're going to be doing is you're going to be given two integers. Remember, integers are not decimals, they are positive and negative whole numbers. So for this problem right here, I have a -4 and a 3. So obviously the positive number is going to be greater than, so I'm going to compare them by putting that greater than symbol in between them. Other way around, they're just flipped. So now my sign's going to go this way because 3 is greater than -4. So you guys can do your own little ways of remembering it. A lot of people use the Pac-Man or the alligator eating the bigger number. Whatever you need to do to remember that will help you out. So yesterday we talked about absolute value, and that's what we have in example 2. So just like you did when you were solving equations, simplify this before you try to compare them. So what is the absolute value of -4? You should remember that absolute value is always positive, so that would be 4. And then absolute value of 3 is just 3. So now it's a very different type of problem. So 4 is greater than 3. So I'm going to put my greater than symbol there. Next one, same thing. Simplify it beforehand. So now my alligator is going to face this way. Alright, so this is just some extra practice here. Regular integers, this is going to be less than, -8 is less than 8. 10 is greater than -12. We've got some absolute value here, so simplify those first. So these are now equal once I solve the absolute value. You can try these on your own before. I would pause the video and try these without me to see how you're doing. So once you've tried them, think of it this way. When you have two negatives, think of your number line. Which one is coming first when you're counting down from 0? -4, oops, sorry guys. -4 would be here on the number line, and -6 would be down here. So -4 is actually a bigger number, so that's going to be greater than. Absolute value here, absolute value of -3 is 3. Now it's easier to see that this is greater than -2. And then we have another set of two negative numbers. So again, if you need to, draw that number line. Here's your 0. -3 would be here, and -6 would be down here. So this is going to be a greater number. -3 is greater than -6. Notice that I can read it both ways. I can say -3 is greater than -6, or I could say -6 is less than -3. So either way, you should be able to read it back and forth. Alright, now let's try to use these inequality symbols using actual words. So 10 meters is shorter than 16 meters. So I could write this out as an expression. 10 meters is shorter or less than 16. A low temperature of today was 48 and the high was 77. Well, 48 is less than 77. I could write it that way. And same thing here, 45 is greater than or more than 20. So just using different terms for those inequalities. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do is this ordering. So notice that we did a lot more with comparing than we are with ordering, but it's important for you to know how to do this last concept. So you're going to put them in order from least to greatest. So this would be ascending orders because we're going up, smallest to biggest. So I have to pick out what is the smallest number in here, so the lowest number on the number line. So that would be -10. -10 is going to be the furthest to the left on that number line. So -10 is going to go first. I'm going to cross them out as I go. The next smallest is going to be -3. Next on the number line would be 33. And then last would be 43. So if you need to, cross them out as you go. So smallest number, biggest number. All right, try this one without me. You might want to pause your video, see if you can do it. So the smallest number is -4. Next smallest would be -2. Then we hit 0 on that number line, count up to 2, and then 4. All right, so that's comparing and ordering integers. Be ready to practice this tomorrow.